As a young child, my parents separated when I was about 7, and I was flung into two different worlds: the divine masculine, which was my father, and the divine feminine, my mother. I guess, going on weekends to my father's house and my mother's on the weekdays, I really felt, the difference between the two worlds and how I fit in between them and how I needed both worlds to be me. And I brought that into my own life, and I feel that's who I am now. So with this concept, it is really important for the child to acknowledge the feminine and the masculine. So yeah, I really want to honor both of these worlds. They are different, but they're actually quite similar, and you need both to be one.
I remember Jake first told me about his idea at Killen Falls, which is where we filmed the clip for Divine. It was hot, we were swimming, and he told me about it, and my initial thought was, this is such a big task.
So we never really decided to do a double album. It was kind of just this idea Jake threw at us one day when we were doing pre-production for our record, and Jake came up with this crazy idea. He's like, guys, look, we've got so much time on our hands. Why don't we just record, 24 songs and just go wild? We had at the time he said it, we had 8 tracks or something like that.
Most people go into the studio with just more than enough songs for one album, whereas we were trying to push ourselves to write enough songs to fill out 2 albums.
Everyone worked really hard, and it really pushed me to try and do different things creatively, because we couldn't have 22 tracks that all sounded the same. So the more music you have to write, the more diverse you want to go to make it all different. You could possibly have 2 records that weren't that good because you're trying to write so many tracks. And that was a very daunting thing with this project. But we pulled through, and I feel like we really came out with both records such a different sound, and both of them I like equally as much, if not the second one even more, which I never thought would happen.
We had decided between the label and the band that we wanted to keep this a secret. No one had known that we'd gone to America, that we'd fitted in all before Christmas, and we'd created this whole project and recorded 22 tracks in, I think it was 6.5 to 7 weeks, which is what you would do for one album.
While we were recording over in Michigan, in Bay City, a little country town where it was so cold. Outside was not really an option. Outside was you would go to a car, or you would, be getting out of a car and going to a house. That was it, really.
I mean, we always had the backup plan of just doing one record, but in the back of our minds, we always really wanted to push for the double. It did become quite draining trying to squeeze out as many songs in certain days, because we had a time frame that we had to work with.
The concept for Earthwalk and SKYDANCER was Mother Earth and Father Sky, and that is something in particularly Native American Indian culture. They believe that there is Father Sky and there is Mother Earth, and we, the indigenous native culture, as they say, exist in between, and we cannot exist without the other, and that is how we are the whole. So Earthwalker, the feminine side of things, very green and blue with its art, and the songs all relate to the feminine world in some way, particularly Divine, and that was brought to life in the film clip, particularly with the journey of Sophie, and she journeys through this feminine world, nature, in all its shades of light and dark. And with SKYDANCER, that is the sky. And with the sky comes the deep purples and the blues and the reds of the sun. And a mirroring divine, you would say, would be Breakaway. And Breakaway is the journey of a wizard. And it's really encapsulating that male power and leadership and cultivating the elements and learning manhood. You can lay SKYDANCER, the booklet, face down, and you can put Earthwalker face down below it, and it makes up the complete picture above and below of the sky and the earth. One of the clues that we left for fans to discover in their own time was a little inlay booklet. It's the lyrics to Breakaway, which is the single on SKYDANCER. It was discovered, someone posted on our Facebook, "Hey, I just dropped my CD in the kitchen and all the pieces fell out, and there's this secret booklet in there and it's got lyrics that I've never heard." For Earthwalker, it was much more personal, and that to me is where the feminine, the emotive side, the sensitive side, it can often be hard for a lot of males to bring up that kind of thing. So it was a challenge for sure. And then I guess I went through the masculine journey of SKYDANCER, a lot of manhood and being a man and showing responsibility for everyone. It was totally that. At the end of the day, I want to get across that both rely on each other, and that's our little message to the world, to appreciate both and how they're different from each other, and to respect each from being different.
SKYDANCERs. The air that surrounds us is the same air within us. We breathe through our lungs, just as the earth breathes through the trees. Man did not weave the web of life. He is merely a strand in it. Whatever he does to the web, he does to himself.